Hello YouTube, my name is Hunter Hinckley, and this is my first YouTube video. So over the past month or so, I've been recording YouTube videos. I probably recorded about 15 at this point, and I haven't shared any of them. And I think a big reason why is because of perfectionism, because ultimately I think that I want my videos to be of a certain quality before I start sharing them. But that's gotten to a point where I've been recording, but I haven't actually been uploading them. So I decided that I'm going to click record, and whatever happens in this video, I'm just going to upload. And largely, I'm practicing stream of consciousness, speaking in front of a camera. Being able to be as authentic as possible and get the message that I want to get across as clearly as possible is definitely a skill that takes developing, I think, and it's definitely something that I am working on here. And so the topic I want to talk about today, I think it's very fitting for my first YouTube video, is how to overcome imposter syndrome. Because anytime we do something new, we generally are going to experience some level of discomfort, right? And the reason why, from a psychological perspective, is because anytime we act outside of our self-image, whenever we operate, we do something that doesn't align with our self-image, we will experience what's called cognitive dissonance. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be a good or a bad, it doesn't necessarily even have to be a bad thing. Sometimes even a good habit might feel uncomfortable. Like going to the gym is a very common thing that I've talked to women and women before. It seems like it's more of a common issue with women, but I'm sure it happens to men too, where they haven't gone to the gym in a long time. They start going and they feel uncomfortable because they feel like people are judging them, maybe, or it's just a new habit. It's just something that they don't really identify with yet. And I think that ultimately the best way out is through. I think ultimately you just need to realize that it only takes a few repetitions of doing something new before you start to identify with it more, before it starts to become more wired into your habits, into how you see yourself. For example, I'm a guitarist, and I've been playing guitar for about 15, maybe longer at this point, years, since like 7th grade. And the more that you play an instrument, like daily, the more that you will see yourself as someone who plays that instrument. Like the more you practice guitar, the more you will see yourself as a guitarist, and it will be something that you will see as natural for you. So I think that true change happens when you just go through the discomfort. First of all, you're willing to step into the discomfort and not let that stop you, and just keep focusing on the habits that are going to get you to where you want to be, whether you're trying to make more money or get in shape or whatever. And the book Atomic Habits, I'm probably going to reference a lot of books in my YouTube videos. The book Atomic Habits there's one example in Atomic Habits where there's a professor or a teacher who teaches photography. And what he did was he splits his class into two groups. One group, he says, your job is to create a new photo. It was like every day or every week. Like all the editing, everything you got to do to make this photo as good as you can. The other group, they only had to do one photo the entire semester. So the entire class, they just spent a ton of time trying to perfect this one photo. And the other group, they were like doing it, I can't remember if it was daily or weekly, but a new photo that they were working on. And in virtually every situation, the group that was doing quantity, right, that they were, every day or every week creating a new product, theirs was better, I think, every single time, like significantly better. And so I think even in my own life as a guitarist, there's been times where I would try to perfect like a single riff or something like that and spend a ton of time on it. And it's like, I think ultimately, like, whatever your craft is, whether it's, you know, you're making videos like I'm doing, or you want to be a musician or whatever, a photographer, I think it's good to create as much quantity as possible. And yes, always as best quality, but don't get so lost in the quality that you're spending so much time. And if you're going to spend 10 times as long and only make it 5% better, you know, if you write 1,000 songs, if you write a song a day for 3 years, you've written 1,000 songs. I guarantee after writing 1,000 songs, your songs are going to be way better than if you spent, I don't know, 6 months on one song and you've only gotten like 6 songs in that time period. Just create as much output as possible and as high quality as you can, but don't get so lost in the sauce that you just get stuck, right? It's like, if you want to make beats, make a beat a day for a year and then come back after a year and see how much you've learned. And I guarantee it will be exponential growth. So whatever you're doing, I think that this is really good advice to just focus. Sometimes it's always focus on quality, but also quantity. Like the more that you actually practice creation, the better you're going to get at it. It's a really bright light. I'm not used to having this in my face. And then, so basically, a little bit about my story is, for the past decade or so, I have been obsessed with studying personal development. I've been obsessed with, you know, like, I've always been interested in the concept of self-actualization. Like, what is my highest potential? What is my true purpose? And how can I actualize that? And how can I be of the greatest service to humanity so that, like, when I die, the world will have been a better place because of my existence? How can I make the greatest contribution to try to make this world a better place? And so naturally, that path has led me to studying many different psychologists, spiritual teachers, reading a lot of books, listening to a lot of audiobooks. I've listened to a lot of podcasts, probably hundreds, if not thousands at this point. And I have been feeling this deep kind of calling in my soul to just start sharing this information I've obtained. And my intention with my YouTube channel is to create as much value as possible for as many people as possible. So stay tuned. I'm very excited to be kicking off this project. This is a big passion project of mine. This is something I'm extremely excited about. And I can't wait to see where this takes me. And I can't wait to just get started. So stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is my first video. Go ahead and do that. That'd be great.